Hi there, on this video I'm going to be talking about robot dance and something I call structural isometrics. Now this structural isometrics is actually quite advanced. It's a difficult thing to do. It's all to do with holding your bone structure, your body structure in the right position, exactly the right geometry, and holding that geometry under tension. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm doing it in the form of a robot dance. I'm maintaining isometric tension as I move about. But I'm not just moving randomly. You can think of this as robot Tai Chi. Now I'm overemphasizing the robotic dance a little bit so that it actually looks a bit robotic. But the principle is really this structural isometrics. I've got to maintain continuous control of my bone structure as I move around. And I'm maintaining my bone structure in a particular way, a way that is most efficient. It allows force to be transmitted evenly through the bone structure. So this is very, very important in martial arts, hence Tai Chi. But Tai Chi is really just Kung Fu, internal Kung Fu. And this structural isometrics is internal training. I've got to be aware of my body, I've got to feel my body and hold the tension regardless of whatever I'm doing. You see, this isometric tension is independent. I'm actually separating myself even from gravity. I've got to hold my body exactly in the right position regardless of whatever is happening to me. It's the same in martial arts. When I'm fighting with someone else, that person is not so important to me as my own body structure. Now what I'm doing here is a bit of a flow, so you can see the difference. This is more relaxation. So again, this training is two parts to it. You can think of two parts. One is this structural isometrics, getting the position exactly right, and two is this relaxation flow, allowing a complete range of motion, a fluid analog range of motion. Any position is okay, but you can only really do this once you've got the idea of what the optimum positions are. In other words, what is the most efficient position for your body, which is the neutral stance, the neutral position. And once you've got that, then you can flow and move around that position, but keep springing back to it. You want to always know that it is the midpoint of all movement, and you're trying to maintain that midpoint as you move about. Always come back to it so you're ready to move again. So this is all about efficiency. This is how you use your body to create maximum force, maximum speed, maximum endurance, but with minimum effort. I'm trying to reduce the amount of work I'm doing. So now what I'm doing here is again structural isometrics, and you can think of this more as directly Kung Fu. You can see these martial arts moves here, but I'm increasing the amount of isometric tension I'm using. I'm holding stronger and stronger tension through my body and keeping that tension on as I move about. And that's why it starts to look a bit robotic again. But you see, the tension also is in the joints, the ligaments and the tendons. It's not so much in the muscles. And this is another tricky thing to work out how to do. In other words, I'm holding tension in my body, but it feels like a stretch. I feel like I'm stretching. So all the joints are being stretched, and this gives them a spring, an elasticity. So it's like I'm spring loading my body with this tension, and then I can move fast by, of course, just releasing, like a bow and arrow. Now again, this takes a bit of practice, but this is what all these internal martial arts talk about. And I'm trying to explain that in a very simple, universal way that we can all understand. So there's two parts to it. We need to be able to create this tension, but we also need to know what the optimum alignment is, because both these things are required. The optimum alignment allows transmission of force most efficiently. You see, without that, if you apply force and you don't have the right alignment, of course you're going to fall over. You're going to fall over. Now, what's interesting is we have actually got now robots. The robots are getting better and better and better, and you've got humanoid robots, and soon we're going to have humanoid fighting robots. Now, these are going to be quite dangerous, but I'm not sure yet if people really know the principles of alignment in fighting. In other words, if I know how to align my back foot with my front hand when I'm punching, I will have maximum force going through my body. And if someone were to program a robot with these principles, that robot would become very difficult to fight. So we've got to watch out for that. We've got to train ourselves ready for the robots. I'm kidding. But you see, the point being, even then, you see, even now, when we've got a master robot, and that robot does Tai Chi, that would be a Tai Chi master to follow. The robot would do every move perfectly every single time. And we're actually better off following the robot than we are another human being, because the other human being is always making mistakes. I'm always making tiny, tiny mistakes. So when you look at me, you say I'm doing pretty well, but I wouldn't say I'm the best. But I'm the best at explaining what it is I'm trying to do. That is my unique skill. I'm trying to explain what it is that I am trying to do, not so much even what I'm doing. I'm doing my best to show you, but my best is not perfect. Now, again, this is still our advantage over the robots, if we want to keep going down that story, because a robot cannot have a true spontaneous thought. It may appear to, artificial intelligence gives the appearance of spontaneity, but it's only very, very complex analysis of existing data. We as living beings can still have a spontaneous thought. Our movements are completely random, and we've got to use that to our advantage. Hence, we need a balance of the structural isometrics and a fluid body flow. And I talk about this in my series, The 9 Principles of Body Efficiency Training, so do check that out. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.